Hey, what's going on, y'all? DoubleD back again for another video for everybody. Well, as you can see, I actually took it a little old school. I'm playing a game called 13 that came out on a PlayStation 2 and Xbox. I'm playing against the bots, and we'll see how far I can come. So that's the gameplay portion. Today's topic is going to be about just don't sweat the small stuff and motivation. Well, the first thing to get out the way is, life is just one big game. You know what? I think a friend of mine said it best. What do I know? I'm just a big pawn in the game of chess. And if you really think about that analogy, he makes a valid point. Life is like a giant chess game. We're just moving our pieces around, pawns, trying to see, if we can get the other side to have a checkmate. Now, there's times in my life where, I really was like always angry. I guess it stemmed from thinking like I wasn't as good as other people. Like, for example, like let's say when I was playing basketball as a kid, I was terrible. I was just, throwing the ball up, not making layups, and yeah, look at that respawn right there. I'm getting shot. Reminds me of Call of Duty, but I digress. It was like making terrible layups, not drilling the ball right. I just knew that everyone was saying I'm terrible, I'm garbage, I'm this, I'm that, and so that always got me thinking. I shouldn't worry about that too much. There's better things in life. There's other things that I'm good at that they're not good at. And that also segues into just, me as a person. Here I am, a college student, almost finished, and there was times I was just really just thinking about quitting. Really just saying that, college isn't for me, I shouldn't be here. But it took a professor to just tell me, don't stop. She said, I know it's hard, but you came to school for a reason. And, I went home and thought about what she said, and she made the perfect point. I went to college for a reason. And it's not like, oh, I'm doing this because my parents forced me to. No, this was something I always wanted to do. And with that, it's almost like sometimes in life you gotta know to just do it and just hope for the best. That's really all you can do. We travel this plane of existence basically blind. Your parents teaches you basically what you need to know to make it in this ever-changing world. And even as an adult, me at the tender age of 24, I can't really consider that an adult. You still gotta ask yourself, I don't know all the answers. I'm still a work in progress. So why am I letting he or she try to dictate my life? And I feel like that's what a lot of people, a lot of young people like myself go through. We go through this sense of, I'm always trying to impress someone else, but, I don't want to sound like the cliche, but it's like, if they can't take you for who you are, then don't worry about them. Just, hey, screw them, you know what I mean? And that's not what I'm really aiming for. I'm not trying to be better than this other person. I'm just trying to be the best person I can be. And when you hold on to like grudges, or when you just hold on to like just a bitterness about someone else, that's not really helping you out. That's just making you feel all worse inside. And you always can ask yourself, what can I do better? What can I decide in my life that I want to be better at? Is it being better in school? Is it being better in playing soccer, playing football? Is it better at cooking? It's a wide range of things you can do. And with that, you just don't want to let someone else try to take you down. You want to prove those people wrong, saying, oh yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can get that job. I can, I can move. I can do other things that this other person isn't doing. That's how I look at life. I mean, it's crazy because one of my favorite sayings was, life is like photography, we develop from the negatives. And that quote is just so inspiring because it's true. Like, even though we have our good days and bad days, you can learn something every day. There isn't something that you haven't learned that you didn't learn yesterday. And so why let this certain group of people try to tell you what you can and can't do? And my biggest, my best advice I can give to people is, you want to surround yourself around positive people. That's number one. Surround yourself around people that are willing to help you. If you have 4 friends that like you for who you are and they don't want you to change, then you ride with them. Don't be around, them 20-something groups and they're like your so-so friends. No, you want to surround yourself around the positives, the ones that's giving you advice, that's helping you grow as a person. So I hope that helps out a lot of people, because you don't want to sweat the small stuff. Life it's one of them complicated things that you just have to do it. And yeah, I really was dark right there, but you see me, I do go on a little tear in a couple of minutes, so just bear with me. Now we're going to segue into the second topic, and that's motivation. What motivates me is basically my family, my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, the whole shebang. They motivate me to be the best person I could possibly be, and I always want to work on that. That's what motivates. I say motivation, that kind of scares people, because look at we're here in January, and what's the biggest thing that happens in January? Headshot is losing weight or working on having a better financial stability. And a lot of people get scared because they start doing well, and then they fall back into the deep end. They fall back to what they were doing, previous times. So motivation is that drive to just do it and just don't worry about, how other people are going to take you. And I look at my mom now as she's just exercising. I mean, I'm not going to, bash my mom in this video, but I'm using her as, I don't know how I died there, but I'm using her as like an example. Like, she says she always wanted to get back in shape. She always wanted to lose weight because she's been sluggish, and she's not that old of a woman. And it's funny that she's been at this for about 3 weeks now. She did start at the end of the month, and she says she's already lost weight, and I'm proud of her because she wanted to motivate herself to do well. She wanted to motivate herself to eat a healthy lifestyle and also get in shape at the same time. So the one thing I really want you to take away from it, and watch this. Yeah, he's sniping in the corner. Okay, let me stop digressing. But the one thing I want you to take away from this video is just do it, Just have that motivation to do whatever is right for you, whatever works for you. Because you gotta have a drive for something. You want to ask yourself, what am I really doing? What do I want to see myself do? Where do I want to end up? That's where you want. And with that, I came in second place and lost. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, everybody.